Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Christy Van with VANNtastic Finances, and on this channel I teach velocity banking. Today we are going to be going over a first lien HELOC. So I have been talking in the last couple of videos about first lien HELOCs, the fees, how they work, if you want a rate that's locked in or if you don't. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can have a first lien set up. So it's important that you make educated decisions on whether or not you want to get a rate lock on the interest rate, especially at this time when we are experiencing such high rates due to the feds are really jacking those rates up. So let's talk about this precious Christian man that I'm working with. He is 72 years young and he feels like he's in a crunch. So his first lien that he currently has done the rate hike on him, and that is so bad when you are on a fixed income especially. We want to see if we can get him out of that crunch, get him into a more stable situation, and what we're looking at is transferring his first lien into a new first lien at another bank, and this will give him a rate lock so that he can get a 3-year or a 5-year rate lock. They both are in the 6% range, so you might have a 6.625 on the 3-year and then have a 6.875 on the 5-year. And then that gives the economy time to settle down, and hopefully the rates will really drop back out within the 3 to 5 year period, and then you can enjoy a HELOC at a decent rate to where those interest fees are not just eating up your cash flow, right? So that is our desire. We want to get this man out of the variable first lien that he is in and switch him into a first lien HELOC that will lock those rates for him. He has great equity in his home. If you look, he's got a $260,000 value on his home, and the loan to value would be $234,000. So that is more than he needs. His balance is currently $177,000. He is a little over 8%. The interest charge right now is $1,387 a month. That's a big payment when you're only making $4,350. Now, first lien HELOCs need a big income because that is a big amount that you are paying down. So with $4,350, he's not going to make much impact on the first lien regardless, but he's already in one. He might as well come on over and try to pay this thing off by throwing all of the extra cash flow he can get into it. The problem is he only has $34 of cash flow right now. That's because with this rate increase on the first lien, taking his payment up to $1,387, and then he has the electric, and he pays his property taxes and the phones, internet, medical, car insurance, gas, gym memberships, all of this. He's putting it in the bank and he's paying it out, dividing that up, and that is making him feel like he is in a crunch. So we want to get him out of that crunch, because when we are retired, we want to relax. We have had the stressful life, right? It's time to relax out a little bit and let's get into peace. With this situation though, when he gets the first lien that he's working on right now, which should not be a problem because like I said, he has plenty of value in his home compared to the loan amount. He has a credit score that is way over 700, and that's what you need for a 90% loan to value. And the only debt that he really has is credit card debt of about $4,000. So he's in really good shape. It's just this problem right here with this rate increase is messing him up right now. If he transfers into the new first lien, then that means that maybe with fees and everything, his balance will be up to $180,000. I just wanted to figure it there and kind of, give a little bit of room for error in the event that he does have fees or other things he steps into. So at $180,000, he will pay $33.90 a day in interest charges at an interest rate of 6.875. That would be $1,017 a month in interest charges. Now over here it was $1,387. That's pretty good because we're cutting the payment down by $370, which he needs right now. So that is good news, right? Another suggestion could be that he would pay off his credit card debt, and if he does that with the HELOC, then that too will help with the cash flow that he needs. Plus, he's paying this interest over here that could be up to 26% on credit cards. So if we can transfer that in, cut those rates down to 6.875%, then get that cash flow and throw it into here as well, then he will have a little more room then to work to pay off this first lien. So if he pays off the credit cards, and with the new amount that his interest would be, that means his cash flow would go from $34 a month to $521 a month. That is something that we can work with, because every single time his income goes into this first lien, he brings that balance down, and that does nothing but cut out some more interest charges. That is what we're going for with Velocity Banking. So in this scenario, he would put his income in of $43.50, and then the balance C drops down to $175,650. Now his expenses would come back out throughout the month. Again, the bank figures interest on the average daily balance. So I have figured high interest. I figured that his first month's interest would be $1,017, and that is based on the $180 balance, and we know that he's not going to be sitting at that, so it will be lower. It'll be a little bit lower than that. Then his expenses would come out throughout the month, and that includes all of the electric, the phones, internet, food, gym membership, haircuts, medical, car insurance. All of that can be paid out of the HELOC now. His income is going in, his expenses are coming out, and they slowly come out, so it slowly raises that balance through the month so that he can experience a little less in interest fees. The next month, he'll do the same thing. Income in, expenses out. This does include this interest also charged that will come out of the equity on this first lien. He won't have to make a payment. He will just put his income in that will satisfy the payment, and he can relax on making payments. We get so stressed out with making all of these individual payments, all of these different credit cards, and if we have one source that we're using like a checking account and it is doing nothing but knocking our interest down every month, that is exactly what we need to do. So if you notice, the first month he was at $10.17, his interest charge was. The second month is at $10.14. The third month is at $10.11. So it keeps going down. And like I said, I have figured the interest rate a little bit high here because I am leaving room for error. So as he continues to do this, his balance will continue to fall, and he will experience nothing but less interest, which increases his cash flow and works on paying off this first lien HELOC while giving him room to breathe and not worry. So having one account to where all your income goes in, your expenses come out, that really saves the stress of sitting down every month and paying out bills and debts, because it's all in one place. You worry about getting your income in there and let everything else come out automatically, and be working that balance down so that when he gets to the 10-year mark of this draw, then he can be closer to being debt-free with even his home. So that is the joy of Velocity Banking, is watching those balances come down. Keeping that front-loaded interest over there with the mortgage company. We don't need front-loaded interest. Interest is enough the way that it is charged on simple interest. The mortgage interest is a demon, so it is really tough to beat that demon if you're not using a line of credit. So if you have any questions about a first lien for yourself, if you have any comments on this video, please leave them below. I have a link for a first lien HELOC right under this video. If you have any questions, you can go through that link and they'll ask you for basic information. Then they will call you on the day and time you ask them to call you according to their calendar. So if you have any questions, get in touch with them. They'll be glad to talk to you. I'll be glad to answer any questions. If you need to contact me, I have links below as well. I appreciate you joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.